Joining us now with stories trending around the world is Anieze, Osakwe. Annie?
Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning to all of you. It's so good to be with you.
Happy New Year.
Yes, Happy New Year. First Monday of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Good to be with all of you.
No, it's the second Monday.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's the first.
Yeah, it's the first of the year.
New Year's was just like, wow.
Exactly.
I spent like 3 weeks in January already.
Exactly. So
I can't believe it.
Good morning to everyone out there. Thank you all for starting your day with us. And we know, as we said, we already rang in the new year, but it is the first Monday of a new year, of a new month. And we thought to start today's show with a few minutes just to think, to reflect about our aspirations, our goals, and resolutions for the year. So I'll start with you. What are your New Year's resolutions, if any?
Okay, so I have goals for the year. I don't know if they would count as resolutions, what I hope to do, but I hope to actually do a lot more courses this year. I'd like to really do that. I also like to travel a lot this year. Thank you, Chairman, in advance.
Work-related or vacation-related?
Both. I want to really, there's some courses I'd like to do, and then, of course, learn more, gain more knowledge. One of the things I'd like to do this
Very
year.
good. I love that. What about you, Dr. Abati?
I don't have any New Year resolutions.
Really? Nothing
Even
new?
if I have any new thing, that should be private. I don't think it's for television. No difference.
Do you feel the same way? Private or?
I'm not big on New Year resolutions. I mean, I do more of life goals. I have my life goals set up already, many years before now. So it's not every year is just a part of it. But I think if there's anything, I'll latch on. I'll take all my leave this year. Enough of working too hard.
Absolutely.
In fact, you are not telling us what we want to hear. Tell us what we want to hear.
And I forgot that one. You need to. So let me address that matter. Dr. Batisi, the way I see life, it's a very long journey. It's not something for the sake of status quo, like you want to be married or you have somebody with. Because the person you are with affects your destiny. And I know inherently what I carry is way beyond me. And I cannot allow just anybody soil it because of societal appreciation. So I am rapidly, let me underline the word rapidly, cautious about who I decide to spend the rest of my life with. So I want to have that decision, but I'm rapidly cautious because it's not a decision you can take lightly.
Wow. That's so powerful.
Very powerful. Some words of wisdom.
I need to bring offering. Take
Some words of wisdom.
Some copycats are saying in the gallery.
They agree.
They share the same sentiment. Please, keep your own resolution to yourself.
Go and marry.
Don't copy.
So let's now begin what's trending properly in Niger State, with communities there feeling shock, feeling anger and fear at the news of another brutal mass killing of scores of people on Saturday after armed terrorists attacked the Kasuwan Daji market in the Borgu Local Government Area. Now, in a statement, Niger State Police spokesperson Waziu Abiodun revealed that terrorists swarmed the market, set it on fire, shot at random, and abducted an unspecified number of people. Now, he also revealed that a security team has visited the scene and that they're working on rescuing kidnapped victims. And that being said, it's still concerning that it's now not so clear how many people were abducted. Questions have also been raised about how the attack itself took place at 4:30 p.m., yet the police stated that they only received information about it 5 hours later, which was 9 on the same day. But quickly after that, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, in a Sunday post on his X profile, announced that he's calling in all the big guns on this attack, directing the Minister of Defense, Chief of Defense, service chiefs, and more to hunt the terrorists down and bring them to justice. So he stated in part, as you see on your tweet, on your screen, that these terrorists have tested the resolve of our country and its people. They must face the full consequences of their criminal actions, no matter who they are or their intent. They must be hunted down. He added that anyone who aids, abets, or enables them will be brought to justice. We must stand together as one and confront these monsters in unison. We must defeat and deny them any sanctuary, and we must reclaim peace for these communities. And then he added, may their souls rest in peace. So we saw some strong words from the president here, but a lot of people on social media have pointed out the fact that the president is not in Nigeria at the moment. Earlier on Sunday, he posted a photo on his X profile with the president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, with some saying that, while discussions on world affairs are necessary, the country is clearly facing some serious challenges that require all hands on deck. And I think we have that photo of the two of them together, which had a little bit of controversy. Some people were saying that it was AI generated, but Bayo Onanuga recently debunked that and saying that they just essentially retouched a picture that was taken with their phones. So Dr. Abati, I'll come to you on this just to analyze the state of, terrorism in Niger State. The president isn't in the country, but he's put out a statement that he stands with the people.
Okay, first, the president's statement, there's a familiar ring to it. The same thing we hear all the time. The president says, people have been kidnapped, there's been violence in some part of the country, and then he gives the security chiefs their marching orders. The truth of the matter is that the challenge is still very real. But what I find in the incident in Niger State is that the report that I read said these were persons, terrorists fleeing from the Sokoto axis, who now went to Niger State to cause havoc in Kasuwan Daji and also in two other villages, Chukama and Shanga. And that they operated for hours on end, and the security agencies were not anywhere to be found to come and help the people. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, about 40 persons were killed in the three communities, and women and children, were abducted mm-hmm. and in a helpless situation. Now, one, the battle has not ended with terrorists, with bandits. But the curious thing there is that if it is indeed true that those persons who caused havoc in Niger State were fleeing from Sokoto towards Niger. Now, how come they were not intercepted? Yeah. If the security agencies were up and doing, I think it's foreseeable mm-hmm. that with that attack on the Sokoto axis by the United States looking for terrorists in Nigeria, that the people will naturally, run away mm-hmm. to other parts of the country. Mm-hmm. Now, we didn't have any containment strategy. We didn't have any mechanism to make sure that, those terrorists do not become a threat in other parts of Nigeria. Mm-hmm. Those are relevant questions in my view. Mm-hmm. Now, the other thing to realize is that Niger State probably has large landmass, ungoverned spaces, and a lot of ungoverned spaces, would make itself will be readily available mm-hmm. for this kind of havoc. And it is interesting that at this very time is when the Niger State government has now said schools that were shut mm-hmm. after the attack on the Papiri students, St. Mary's Catholic primary school and mm-hmm. secondary school. Mm-hmm. Now the state has said, all the schools that were shut down should be reopened. And then you have the same incident again in Niger State. So what all of this calls for is greater vigilance, mm-hmm. continued vigilance. So without the president even giving marching orders to the security agencies, this should just be their work to continue to make this country safe for us. Mm-hmm. As for the photograph, I was wondering, Grok or what, and all of that. Mm-hmm. But the thing to say about that is, Mr. Onanuga says the photographer needed to upgrade the picture because he used his phone mm-hmm. and the quality of what he got was not good enough. So he went to Grok. Now that AI answered all things with technology. So it was very convenient. So I think that explanation is important. Mm-hmm. However, mm-hmm. you recall that when the president was traveling on December 28th, the statement that was issued by Mr. Onanuga simply said he was going to Europe. Mm-hmm. And that created a lot of confusion that, he will go to Europe and then he will stop over in, I think, Abu Dhabi. Yes. That he had been invited by the president of the United Arab Emirates to take part in the Sustainability Week, mm-hmm. Which, is a regular thing. Mm-hmm. Okay, but when the statement said Europe, people started speculating. Which Europe? Europe is a country of, is a continent of 27 countries. Yes. So now I think they felt the pressure to say, oh, he's in France, and he met with the president of Rwanda, just to clarify that area. Right. But I think initially, they should just have been transparent enough to say, the president will go to France. But I think the pressure is because you, the commentariat of Nigeria, anytime you hear France, you start complaining that the president should relocate. Why is he always going to France and all of that? But, you know, just saying it as it is would have saved us all this embarrassment of a photo opportunity to explain what should have been made clear before now.
Dr. Abati, should we not be worried as well? And ask questions. If there's a proclivity for a particular country by the president, maybe does he love France? You know, when you said that many Nigerians were asking questions around that, around the fact that when they said, the reason why they said Europe was that his frequency to France came under question. So, and it's fair enough, because if you like France, maybe it might inspire us to also go to France on holiday as well.
What I'm
saying is that it's a genuine concern by people, and people would ask questions. And like Dr. Abati said, if they were going to release the information anyway, they should release it. It's just sometimes this culture of silence and culture of opaqueness, which...
No, they were being rabidly cautious.
Cautiously.
to borrow vice praise this morning.
Okay, and as we talk about world leaders meeting, in another development, people around the world have been reacting and wondering what's next for Venezuela. We've been talking about it all morning and all weekend after U.S. President Donald Trump not only launched a series of strikes on the Venezuelan capital, Caracas, on Saturday, but also actually directed the capturing and airlifting of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, and we have the video, out of the country on Saturday. Now, Maduro is behind bars at a Brooklyn detention center in New York and was seen in a number of images over the weekend in handcuffs, even stopping to say Happy New Year in this next clip we'll play for you.
Good night. Happy New Year.
Now, these are some of the images that have really captured the world's attention, including right here in Nigeria. So we have a new video circulating online on Sunday showing a protest reportedly taking place in Abuja by a group identified as Nigeria's Venezuela Solidarity Campaign. Let's watch.
Viva Venezuela! Viva! From the Venezuela Solidarity Campaign in Nigeria, a campaign platform of socialists, trade unions, civil society, youth group, workers from the informal and informal sector. We bring solidarity to the people of the Venezuela working class and the Venezuela working people who are passing through aggression from the United States empire.
I'll take some quick reactions from social media. This first tweet from Chris said, bold stance. But quick question, when did Nigeria become the new HQ for Venezuelan foreign policy? Not mad, just curious how solidarity travels farther than accountability these days, or is this just about vibes, not borders? Another person said, this protest is misplaced. Nigeria faces insecurity, hardship, unemployment, inflation, failing infrastructure. Our energy and activism should focus on fixing problems at home, not protesting foreign issues while Nigeria itself is in crisis. And one last tweet said, LOL, or laughing out loud, what affects or concerns Nigerians the most they won't protest, like the new tax laws, but what doesn't affect them or concern them, you'll see some of them protesting. And Rufai, I'll come to you on this story. I mean, you have all been discussing Venezuela. It's such a big story, but now Nigeria's part of the conversation too, apparently.
But they have a right of protest, and I support their protest, funny enough. I support their protest. Because you have problems with tax laws and everything, does not mean that you are insulated from the international world, and what happens in Venezuela doesn't affect you. It affects you one way or the other. The international world order has been upended, and we're looking at it. And some people are being sentimental about it. So it affects you. This is the beginning of something we don't know where it will end. a president that's taking a unilateral action against a nation. The same Trump criticizes Putin for invading Ukraine. What he's done, is it different from what Putin has done? So what we're having is an international world of brigandage. And it has come to stay. And we live in a very scary world. And Europe is very weak. You can see à la France, Macron, sulking up to Trump. You can see Keir Starmer. When Laurent Kassenberg asked the question, he couldn't see anything. So we must be able to speak. And Ghana has led the way by saying we do not support this. Will Nigeria be able to say that? No, now, we are just having partnership with US and they just gave us an airstrike and all of that, which in turn, as some claim, that has caused the level of insecurity because the people moving up to Niger. But the question is, didn't our security forces do reconnaissance? Where's the information? How do you nip them in the bud? Do you use technology to even tap these people and plan their action? Didn't any intelligence see this coming? That they could kill 30 people? And it's not today President Tinubu keeps saying, okay, the security forces will go after these people. We've heard a lot of that in the past, but nothing happens. It continues. The security has a foothold. We commend them where they do well, when they're able to bust these people, but to a large extent, we see them go ahead and perpetrate their actions. Coming to the president, what do you expect? President Buhari was constantly in the UK. Somebody even boldly told us that his doctor had been there for so many years. President Tinubu has not declared what he's going to do in France, but if you check his flight records, I'm sure he's gone to France more than any country. So you see, Africa is not free. All of our leaders keep going back to their colonial masters. Why have we not built a country where the healthcare system can work? But in fact, let me shock you. Our healthcare system used to be so good that the Saudi royal family used to come and get healthcare here.
What year was that?
In the 70s. UCH in Ibadan was voted one of the best hospitals in the Commonwealth. But guess what? We have squandered our riches. So all of a sudden, we are now going on medical tourism abroad, where we used to have hospitals here that were highly competitive. There was a doctor here that came, I think from the Duchess, that was talking to us that time. He said in his time, I think in the 60s or 70s, people used to leave Canada to come and have their children here. This same country had power supply before some places in Ireland. But that same country, there was a beacon of hope as a ruler. And when we talk about the fact that we want Nigeria to be great, the emergency levels of Nigeria say we are demarcating the country. Just like we are seeing brouhaha. Should they even use phone to take a picture between two presidents in the first place? Abi, was I hearing that?
No, it's technology. I mean, the world has evolved.
No, but was there a professional
yes,
cameraman?
maybe
So
it was
what-
just it was an informal.
An informal. So
yes,
what's
and
the
they thought it
quality?
looked nice.
What's the quality?
Control.
Control of an official presidential. I mean, if you know the quality was not good enough and you're going to use AI to alter it, you will have just given a disclaimer that it was spruced up with AI to save all this controversy. You think we're not going to know? And I mean, is the presidential photographer not supposed to have a salary to his work or accompany them to his work?
They do follow them. I think maybe.
And if they were meeting, even if they didn't follow them, couldn't you have gotten an official photographer somewhere down the road in Paris? Then Grok was used to take the was used to spruce up the picture, and we're not giving nota bene in advance. And now we are now reactive. And when people talk, the emergency lovers of Nigeria will say we are demarcating the country. We don't say anything good in the country. In fact, the problem is we love the country too much, and we don't understand how deplorable the country has become over the years because we see potential. People like me think Nigeria can actually be a superpower. You can call me delusional, but that's what I think. That if we get leadership right in the next couple of years, Nigeria can actually be a superpower. That's what people like me think. Call me delusional and everything. I am, let me use my word again, rapidly optimistic about the prospect of this country. Up to the point of a level of, delusion. But when I see that not meeting reality, when I see contestations about tax bills and things like that, when I see presidential picture being spruced up and there's a need to shalaye, when I see all sorts happening, I say this is not the greatness I envisage for my country.
Yeah, and to that point, it's a perfect segue to our next story, which is about politics, with the national leader of the New Nigerian People's Party, Rabiu Kwankwaso, trending on social media after a video of him emerged where he said there's no chance of him defecting from his current party unless he's offered the president or vice presidential ticket in 2027. Now, the NNPP leader made these comments while speaking to his supporters at his home in Kano on Saturday. Let's take a look.
muna sa rai mu samu jama'iyya wacce za mu haɗu da wasu ko da NPP ce ko wata jama'iyya ce. Amma abin da muke so na fari shi ne wanda za su yarda ni Rabi mun kwankwaso in hau kai ko da lamba ɗaya ko da lamba biyu.
Now, something that also stood out was how he emphasized NNPP being a party committed to its political ideology, which is set to, prioritize supporting the poor, young people, healthcare, which you don't often hear that often, the ideology behind the party and why politicians want to align themselves in a particular camp. And I'll take one reaction before coming to you, Aya. This person said, so the entire party building process has now been reduced to give me the top job or don't bother. Incredible. At this point, it's less politics and more a VIP table reservation. No ticket, no conversation.
But to be in fairness to Rabbi Kwakwanso, he's just being real. If he's going to go to a party, he has such a political history and a large following in Kano State and in some parts of the north. I don't expect that, except he's lying to people. So saying that, you have to have a seat at the table, just to address that. But now this rules out the APC, of course, because we know that in the APC there's no vacancy currently, at least for now. So he's not going to be defecting anytime to the APC. I think he was just doubling down on the fact that he's remaining in the NNPP. And this is coming on the heels of conversations and chatters last week that he and his governor, Abba Yusuf, were potentially going to defect to the APC. And, people have started responding to that. He himself has now come out to say that he's not looking at that, and if he does, then it would be to a party that's going to give him a particular, position, which we now know rules out the APC, the ruling party. I'm glad you touched on also ideology, and we need to keep on emphasizing that. Yes, we know that that's not the norm in Nigerian politics, but we shouldn't now make what should be the absurdity or the exception to be the norm. And so it's good to hear people like him talk about ideology of a party, talk about why he believes in the ideology of a party, why he will not sell out his followers for personal ambition, as we see a lot in the political sphere. But at the end of it all is that 2027, the race has begun in earnest, all hands on deck. Even Mr. Peter Obi, when he got to the ADC, said himself that he was not going to, even as a vice, he was going for the top job, and he was very clear about it. So people are being now very clear about where they stand, what they are looking forward to, and I believe that it's in best taste. Be honest with your base, be truthful, and not be here and there in terms of your ambitions. It's okay for him to say what he wants to say. At the end of the day, we keep emphasizing the vote, and the power lies in the ballot of the Nigerian people. And that's why we keep on encouraging everyone to register, participate, your civic engagement, vote. All, politicians can say what they want to say, but at the end of the day, they cannot get there without the vote and the support of the people who vote massively for them.
But quickly, Dr. Kwankwanso's statement, speaking to his supporters, should be placed against the background of the recent declaration by the governor of Kano State, whom you may consider his protege, saying that he was planning to go to the APC, or people speaking on his behalf that he may likely go to the ruling party. Dr. Kwankwaso used that occasion in his residence in Kano to tell his supporters that he does not support the idea of Governor Abba Yusuf going to the APC, and that if he's going to go against his own advice, he should be told that the position of governor that he got to on the platform of the MPP, he should also leave that behind. Because he doesn't think that it makes sense for him to leave the NMPP, where he won the governorship position with his own support, and then go and join Ganduje, who is his rival in the same Kano State. And, that was the bigger thing that I think he was talking about. The other thing, of course, is that, okay, if NMPP is going to merge with any other political party, he must be guaranteed the position of either the president or the vice president, which then raises the question, can Dr. Kwankwanso just say he will be glad to serve Nigeria, regardless of position? So you see many of our politicians, it's either you give them the big position or you give them what they want. It's also about personal ambition. I think that politicians should talk more about Nigeria, making Nigeria better, making Nigeria great again as the main objective, rather than the positions that they are looking for. But as for Governor Abba Yusuf, I hope he heard what his political leader has said about changing political camps. But of course, the governor has not yet formally declared for any other political party.
Manga, make Nigeria great again.
Exactly.
That's it, manga, yes.
And we'll keep watching that. But now let's switch gears and head over to Kwara State, where police are investigating the burning of a house of a woman identified as Mrs. T.A. Olorisha. In a new video circulating on social media from the user Benny Lee, the woman, who practices traditional religion, accuses her neighbors of burning her house after months of threats, opposition, intimidation ever since she moved to the predominantly Muslim area. So until now, she had dismissed the threats altogether, but on New Year's Day, she left her house and later got a call that her house was on fire. Let's watch.
Àwọn community ló pè mí á ní àwọn aláǹfààní àwọn òfẹ́fẹ́ ṣe nísàlẹ̀ kókò ebi ìbá sì fi ìṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ kalẹ̀ àwọn wà sún lèmi níná mo sì lọlé ọdún wọ́n sọ tán ni mo lọlé ọdún lọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ nílùú mi yìí ṣe ń lẹ̀ yìí o ìlú mi ni mo ti ń sọdún mi mo lọlé mà ní màá eléyìí darí mà ní á pè mí lánàá pé létí ń jóná ó ti lọ ná sílé mi o ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ gbà mí o ẹ gbà mí o ẹ gbà mí ọmọ Nàìjíríà ẹ gbà mí o ẹ ràn mí lọ́wọ́ ẹ gbà mí ẹ má jẹ́ jìyà igbe o ẹ má jẹ́ jìyà igbe ẹ gbà mí o ẹ má jẹ́ jìyà igbe o gbogbo ẹ̀yin oníṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ẹ̀yin ìbílẹ̀ dìde o ẹ má jẹ́ kí ìyà jẹ mí gbé o kí ìyà bá ti jẹ mí gbé ẹ̀yin tá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ojú tì yín o.
Now, on Saturday, the Kwara State Police revealed that 3 people, Alhaji Salihu Saka, Alhaji Abubakar Salihu, and Alhaji Yekini Olohutinle, are currently in police custody and being interrogated. They also reiterated their commitment to protecting lives, property, and rights of all residents, regardless of their religious and cultural beliefs. This was an interesting story. A lot of people have been talking about it on social media, Rufai. I'm not sure how you think we should be reacting to this, the fact that this woman's house was burned.
For me, I'll say Sheshe lives matter. We cannot have a society where people's rights are trampled upon based on their choice of their religion. If you hear this woman's story, she said they had first raised concerns that she cannot come to that community and do Isheshe. Who said so? Then she went for a Isheshe celebration. Then she came back and she saw her house burn. Please, the government must investigate and the culprits must be brought to book. You cannot destroy or commit arson because she has a right of expression. As you have your right of expression to your own religion. People have the right of expression to any religion. You can't call people out. The other day, I was in D.C. Where I was staying was not far off from where the Church of Scientology started. Do they not have right to their creed? So because you don't believe in what they are saying, does it mean you should now go and burn their property? This is a crime according to the law. This is arson. And I've always been somebody that I've advocated for the rights of traditional worshippers. Isheshe. They must be given their pride of place. Because see, you have Christian holidays, you have Muslim holidays. Isheshe holidays, when they say, okay, give it as a public holiday, there, people are dilly-dallying and all of that. Why? These are our own African traditional religion. I'm not an adherent of the religion, but I would do anything to defend the rights of the Isheshe people. And it's not today. The victimization of Isheshe people have been happening, especially in that same place this thing happened. Nobody has the monopoly autonomy of religion. Please, they must investigate. The culprit must be brought to book. They must be allowed to worship.
Okay, just two things. First, what we're dealing with is religious intolerance. And we must continue to preach religious harmony. The second thing is that you have the right to your own belief under Section 38 of the Nigerian Constitution, which deals with freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. And nobody should be persecuted for, following any kind of religion. Finally, what you have seen in demonstration is impunity. These three gentlemen had been interrogated before by the police because the woman had previously reported at the police station. And they told them that the woman has the right to worship whatever she wants to worship and live anywhere she wants to live. And yet they still went ahead and applied jungle justice. They should be made to face the full wrath of the law once their guilt is properly established.
So now we will turn to our milestone report, where today, January 5, we're celebrating, we spoke about him earlier, the 63rd birthday of Kano State Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf, with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in a statement emphasizing the governor's modesty, integrity, and commitment to public service. Now, Governor Yusuf was born in 1963 in Gaya Local Government Area of Kano State, and his early Islamic education was done under his grandfather's tutelage, Alhaji Yusuf Bashar, who actually served as the district head of Gaya. But the governor's real entry into the world of politics began when he served as his personal assistant to Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso when he was governor of Kano State. By 2011, when Kwankwaso was re-elected as governor, Yusuf was appointed as the Commissioner of Works, Housing, and Transport. In 2022, he made the critical decision to switch parties from the PDP to the New Nigeria People's Party, and just 1 year later, in 2023, he was elected as governor of Kano State. Now, in a statement yesterday in Abuja, President Tinubu described Governor Yusuf's administration as evidence of disciplined leadership with a deep sense of responsibility to his people, adding that his style of governance has reinforced Kano as a center of progressive politics in northern Nigeria. From everyone at Arise, we wish Governor Yusuf a very happy birthday. Happy birthday to the governor.
Abba Kabir Yusuf.
Yes, and we will take, I know we're running out of time, but we'll take our final story under entertainment with the two-time Grammy nominee Osakwe lighting up the stage this Saturday at the Gold Rush Dome in Johannesburg, South Africa. The show itself was part of the Afrofuture curated by Culture concert series, with Osakwe performing some of his most loved songs, including Organize. Let's watch. We love it. Congratulations to Osakwe on another great show, and I'm being told that that's one of Rufai's favorite songs, Organize. Yes. From Nigeria to South Africa to the world. Thank you all for your time today.
Thank you, Annie. Thank you.